Hi everyone, and welcome back to our English learning journey. I'm Sarah, and today we're diving into one of the most powerful techniques for becoming fluent in English, learning how to think in English. Yes, you heard that right. Thinking in English is a major step towards speaking more naturally, quickly, and confidently. If you've ever found yourself translating in your head before speaking, you know how slow and frustrating it can be. You want to say something, but your brain goes from English to your native language, back to English, and by the time you're ready, the moment is gone. We've all been there. The key to breaking this habit is learning to think directly in English, just like native speakers do. In this video, I'm going to guide you step by step through practical methods you can use every day to train your brain to think in English. Whether you're at home, on the bus, at work, or walking your dog, you'll be able to apply these tips in real life. Don't worry, you don't have to be advanced. These tips work even if you're at an A2 or B1 level. By the end of this video, you'll have a full strategy to help you speak English more fluently and confidently without translating or overthinking. So make sure to watch until the end, because every part builds on the one before. And of course, if you're serious about improving your English, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Leo English Story, for weekly videos full of practical advice, useful vocabulary, and real conversation practice. In this part, I want to tell you something that can completely change the way you learn English. It's this. If you want to speak English fluently, you must learn to think in English, not just translate in your head, not just repeat what you've memorized, but really think in English, just like you think in your native language. Now, let's talk about why this is so important. 1. Thinking in English makes you faster. When you think in English, you stop translating. For example, if someone asks you, "What do you like to eat?" and you think in your native language first, your brain will do this. Understand the question in English. Translate it to your native language. Think of the answer in your native language. Translate it back to English. Say the answer. That's 5 steps. It takes time and energy, but if you think directly in English, it becomes much faster. Understand the question in English. Answer in English. Just 2 steps. Much better, right? 2. It helps you speak naturally. When you translate, the sentence might not sound natural. For example, in some languages you might say, "I have hunger." But in English we say, "I'm hungry." If you think in English, you start to use the correct English expressions. You stop making strange sentences, and your speech becomes more natural. 3. It builds confidence. When you think in English, you feel more confident. You don't worry, "Am I saying this right?" You don't panic when someone speaks quickly. You're already in English mode. Your brain is ready. It's like being a football player who trains every day. When the game comes, you feel strong. 4. It reduces fear of speaking. Many learners are afraid to speak because they're thinking too much. They're afraid of making mistakes. But when you train your mind to think in English, speaking becomes easier and less stressful. You're not thinking of grammar rules while talking. You're just communicating. That's real fluency. 5. Thinking in English is possible for everyone. Some people say, "But Sarah, I'm just a beginner. I can't think in English." That's not true. Even if you know only 100 words, you can start thinking in English using those words. For example, I go to work. It is hot today. I like tea. Start small. Don't wait until you're perfect. Just begin. Thinking in English is not about being advanced. It's about practicing. Now maybe you're asking, "But how can I learn to think in English?" That's exactly what we will explore in the next parts of this video. I'll guide you step by step and show you how to train your brain, what to say to yourself during the day, easy techniques to start small, how to stop translating in your head, and more. Thinking in English is a skill, Just like riding a bicycle or learning to swim, the first time is hard, but with practice, it becomes automatic. Let me give you a simple challenge right now. Look around you. Try to say 5 sentences in English about what you see. For example, this is a desk. The chair is brown. My phone is on the table. I have a book. The window is open. Say these out loud, or say them silently in your mind. That's already thinking in English. That's how you start. And guess what? If you do this every day, your brain will become more comfortable with English. You'll stop translating. You'll start feeling the language. So remember this. Don't just study English. Don't just read English. Think in English. Live in English. In the next part, we'll talk about how to start thinking in English for small daily things, even if your English is very basic. Let's keep going. You're doing great. Part 2. Building vocabulary the right way. Think in words, not translations. In this part, we'll dive into something extremely important, vocabulary, but not in the traditional way. When we want to think in English, the way we learn and use vocabulary must be different. It's not just about memorizing words and translations. It's about building a mental map of English where each word connects to ideas, not your native language. Let's start with a question. How do you usually learn new English words? For many people, they see a new word in English, and the first thing they do is translate it into their own language. For example, you see the word apple, and immediately your brain says the word in French, Spanish, Arabic, or whatever your native language is. That's normal. But if you want to start thinking in English, this habit must slowly change. To think in English, you need to connect the word apple directly to the image of an apple, not the translation. You want to see it in your mind. Imagine holding it, tasting it, maybe even remembering a time you ate one. That connection, English word plus image or experience, is the secret to building vocabulary for thinking, not translating. Here's a method I often recommend to my students, the no translation technique. When you learn a new word, don't write the meaning in your native language. Instead, draw a small picture, use a symbol, or write a simple definition in easy English. For example, word happy, not heureux or feliz, but feeling good, smiling, laughing. This forces your brain to stay in English, even with simple definitions. Over time, this helps you create a stronger, more automatic connection with English. Another powerful method is to group words by situation, not category. Many people learn vocabulary by theme, colors, animals, food. That's helpful, but not enough. It's better to think in scenes or moments. For example, think about a morning routine. Instead of learning brush, toothpaste, mirror separately, connect them in your mind like a mini story. I wake up, I go to the bathroom, I brush my teeth in front of the mirror. This makes the words more alive. You're not just learning vocabulary. Try this technique today. Pick one moment of your daily life, like making tea, taking the bus, or getting dressed, and describe it in English, either in your mind or out loud. Focus on using English words you already know. If there's a word you don't know, skip it or use a simple word instead. The goal is not perfection. It's staying in English mode. Here's a tip I personally use. When I walk around, I try to name things around me in English. For example, tree, car, cat, red house, big street. It's simple, yes, but this habit starts to train your brain to stay in English, even for basic thoughts. Later, you can add actions. The cat is sleeping, the man is walking, the children are laughing. This is called thinking aloud, and it works even if you do it silently. Now let's talk about another trap, word lists. They can be useful, but often we forget the words quickly. Why? Because they have no emotional connection. To remember vocabulary better, connect words to your own life. Don't just learn book. Think of your favorite book. Don't just learn travel. Imagine your last trip. That emotional link helps your brain remember the word longer. and in context. You can also create personal vocabulary journals. In your notebook or phone, write new words you hear or read, and next to them, write a sentence from your life using that word. For example, word nervous. My sentence, I felt nervous before my job interview last week. This way, the word is part of your personal story. That's how thinking in English becomes easier, because now it's not just a word, it's part of your experience. Finally, one of the most powerful tools is imagining conversations. When you're alone, imagine you are talking to someone, a friend, a teacher, or even yourself. Use simple vocabulary, repeat phrases, make mistakes. It's okay. The important thing is this: you are thinking in English. So remember, connect English words to images, not translations. Group vocabulary by situations, not just themes. Practice describing your daily life in English. Use personal examples to remember vocabulary. Imagine conversations to activate thinking. Vocabulary is the foundation of thought, and if you build it in English using these techniques, your brain will naturally start using English as the first language for ideas. In the next part, we'll talk about something equally important: breaking the habit of translating sentences in your head. That's a big step toward thinking fluently in English. See you there. Now that we've talked about switching your inner voice and visualizing in English, let's explore another essential strategy: building your vocabulary through context. This is one of the most powerful ways to think in English naturally without translating. Let me explain what that really means and how to do it. When most people learn vocabulary, they often use flashcards or lists. For example, they might write dog, chien, house, maison, table, table. But when you do that, you're training your brain to associate English words with your native language. That means every time you want to use the word dog, your brain has to go, chien. Oh yes, dog. This process is slow, and it prevents fluent thinking. That's why, to think in English, you must connect English words directly to images, feelings, or situations, not to translations. Let's look at how this works. Imagine you're watching a short video where a woman says, "I'm going to grab a coffee before work." At first, maybe you don't know the phrase grab a coffee, but from the image or the video, you understand she's going into a coffee shop. So you figure out from context, grab a coffee probably means buy a coffee quickly. You don't need a dictionary. You understand the meaning through the situation. That's the power of learning in context. When you learn a word inside a story, a conversation, or a real moment, your brain remembers it faster and more naturally. It becomes part of your thinking. Another great way to learn vocabulary in context is through podcasts, dialogues, and stories. For example, if you listen to a story like this: Sarah walked into the living room, sat on the couch, and turned on the TV to relax after a long day. Maybe you don't know the word couch, but if you picture the situation, you can guess couch probably means something like sofa. You understand without needing translation. So here's what you can do every day to grow your vocabulary and start thinking in English. 1. Watch or listen to short real-life conversations. Choose videos, podcasts, or series with subtitles. When you hear new expressions, try to understand from context. Don't pause and translate. Just keep going and let your brain guess.
2. Use a monolingual dictionary. When you must look up a word, don't use a French-English dictionary. Use an English-English one, like the Cambridge Learner's Dictionary. It gives simple definitions and examples, like couch, a comfortable piece of furniture for sitting. Now you understand the word in English, without needing your native language. 3. Create mental movies. When you learn a new word, don't just write it down. Imagine a situation where you use it. For example, for the word late, picture yourself running for the bus and saying, "I'm late." This visualization connects the word to a real feeling, not to a translation. 4. Use vocabulary journals, but in full sentences. Write down useful phrases you've heard, like, I'm starving. She's running late. Can you give me a hand? Then, create your own sentences with them. After class, I'm always starving. My friend is always running late. I asked my brother to give me a hand with the groceries. When you do this, you're practicing real English, just like a native speaker would. And more importantly, you're creating connections between the word and your everyday experiences. 5. Review in your head throughout the day. As you go through your day, challenge yourself to name objects or describe what you're doing in English. If you're walking to the store, think, I'm walking fast. I need to buy some milk. I hope the store isn't closed. These simple thoughts help you retrieve vocabulary that you've learned before, reinforcing it again and again.
Remember, vocabulary is not about the number of words you know. It's about how well you can use them when you need to. And that only comes when you stop translating and start understanding in context. Thinking in English is a habit, and building your vocabulary in this way makes it easier. Soon, you'll hear a word, understand it directly, and even respond, all in English, without stopping to think in your native language. Welcome to Part 4. So far, you've learned to build vocabulary, visualize in English, and use simple thoughts in your head. Now let's take a big step forward, thinking in English in everyday situations. Everyday life is full of little moments that are perfect for practicing English thinking. These moments might seem boring, like brushing your teeth or waiting in line, but they're actually golden opportunities. Let's turn those moments into powerful practice. For example, imagine you're getting dressed in the morning. Instead of saying in your native language, Je vais mettre une chemise blanche, try saying, I'm going to wear a white shirt. You can even go further. This shirt is perfect for today. It's light and comfortable. You're in the kitchen preparing breakfast? Think in English. I'm cutting some bread. I want coffee today, not tea. Where's the spoon? Oh, it's in the drawer. You're not just thinking in English, you're living in English. Here's a simple method I recommend. The 3-step thinking routine. Step 1. Describe what you are doing in English. Keep it simple. Example. I'm walking to the bus stop. The weather is hot today. I forgot my umbrella. Step 2. Add feelings or opinions. Example. I don't like walking in the sun. It makes me tired. I hope the bus comes soon. Step 3. Imagine a short conversation. Example. Excuse me, is this the bus to the city center? Yes, it is. Thank you. Try this routine for at least 5 different activities during your day. Cooking, walking, cleaning, shopping, relaxing. You can even think in English while watching the world. See a cat? Say, this cat is sleeping. It looks peaceful. I wonder if it's hungry. Hear a sound? Say, that's a car horn. Someone is in a hurry. Maybe traffic is bad. Let's look at some common situations where you can practice thinking in English. At the grocery store. While shopping, name the items you see. Apples, bananas, cheese, milk. Create simple sentences. I need to buy 2 apples. I will cook pasta tonight. 2. In public transport. Look around and describe what you see. A man is reading a newspaper. A woman is listening to music. Think about your own plans. I will arrive in 10 minutes. I need to go to the bank. 3. At home in the evening. Reflect on your day in English. Today was busy. I met my friend at lunch. We talked about our weekend plans. Now I am tired. I want to watch a movie. This is what I call living English. You are not just studying English from a book. You are making it a part of your daily life. And don't worry about grammar mistakes when you think in English. You are the only person who hears your thoughts. Make mistakes. Correct yourself. Learn and move on. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Here's a little trick. Set reminders on your phone. For example, 10 a.m. Think in English for 2 minutes. 3 p.m. Name 5 things around you in English. 7 p.m. Describe your day in English. You'll be surprised how much your brain adapts when you do this regularly. Thinking in English becomes natural, automatic. Another great tool is to speak your thoughts out loud. If you're alone, talk to yourself in English. You can say, I need to go to the store. I don't want to forget the milk. Maybe I will buy something sweet. Don't be shy. It may feel strange at first, but it's an excellent way to improve fluency. Let me give you a real-life example. One of my students, Maria, started thinking in English during her daily routine. At first, she could only say basic words. Bed, brush, coffee. But after 2 weeks of practice, she could describe full actions. I'm brushing my teeth with mint toothpaste. I have a busy day today. After 1 month, she was forming opinions. I like rainy mornings. They make me feel calm. That's amazing progress. Thinking in English is not magic. It's a habit, and every habit starts with small steps. So today, I challenge you. Choose 3 times during your day to stop and think in English, even for just 1 minute. Don't worry if it's hard at first. Keep going. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. I'm here to help. And there are many learners just like you working every day to think and speak English with confidence. Part 5. Building vocabulary that supports thinking in English. Welcome back. In this part, we're going to talk about how to grow your English vocabulary in a way that helps you think directly in English. If you want to stop translating in your head, you need to have a strong base of words and expressions that you can use without thinking too much. Let's explore some simple strategies to build your vocabulary naturally and how to use that vocabulary to think, speak, and even dream in English. Many English learners know hundreds of words, but they don't use them. Why? Because they learn words in lists or translations. But when you want to think in English, you must learn vocabulary in real-life situations. For example, instead of learning that chaise is chair in English, imagine yourself saying, I'm sitting on a chair. The chair is comfortable. I move the chair closer to the table. You're not just learning one word. You're creating a story around it. 1. Learn phrases, not just words. Don't study only single words. Learn whole expressions or short sentences that people use every day. Instead of learning hungry, learn I'm hungry. Are you hungry? He is always hungry after school. These full sentences are ready to use in your brain, and they help you think in English faster. 2. Use what you learn immediately. Each time you learn a new word or phrase, try to use it in your own way. Write a sentence. Say it out loud. Make it part of your day. For example, if you learn the word appointment, you could say, I have a doctor's appointment today. Repeat it a few times until it feels natural. 3. Group words by topics. Organize your vocabulary by theme: food, travel, work, hobbies, family, etc. This helps your brain build a network of related words. When you think of breakfast, you'll also remember eggs, coffee, bread, morning, and kitchen. The more connections, the better you can think fluently. 4. Visualize vocabulary. Your brain loves pictures. When you learn a word, try to see it in your mind. Don't translate. Imagine it. If you learn rain, picture clouds, water falling from the sky, people with umbrellas. Now, when you hear rain, you don't need to think in your native language. You think in English through the image. 5. Use flashcards with context. Flashcards can help, but only if you use them well. Don't just write the English word and its translation. Instead, write the word in a sentence. Example: front, fridge. Back, I put the milk in the fridge because it's hot today. This way, you remember how to use the word in a real situation. 6. Read and listen every day. Reading and listening are powerful tools for learning vocabulary. The more you expose yourself to English, the more words you'll learn without trying hard. Read simple stories, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, or follow Instagram pages in English. The key is to see and hear the same words often in natural situations. 7. Keep a vocabulary journal. Buy a small notebook or create a digital one. Every day, write down 3 to 5 new words or expressions. Write their meanings, an example sentence, and try to draw a small picture if you can. Review your journal every week and test yourself. You'll be surprised how fast you grow. 8. Talk to yourself using new words. One of the best exercises is speaking to yourself. Yes, it may feel strange, but it works. For example, after learning the word delicious, you can say, "This meal is delicious. I love delicious food. That cake looks delicious too." Speaking like this makes new vocabulary active in your brain. 9. Replace old translations with English definitions. Instead of writing your vocabulary in your native language, use English definitions or images. For dog, you can write, "A dog is an animal that lives with people and barks." This pushes your brain to stay in English and not return to translation. 10. Celebrate your progress. Every time you learn and use 10 new words, take a moment to celebrate. Thinking in English takes time, but every small success is a big step. You are training your brain like an athlete trains for a sport, a little every day. So, remember, if you want to think in English, build your vocabulary the right way. Learn real phrases, use them often, and connect words to situations, not just translations. The more active your vocabulary, the more natural English thinking will become. Let's keep moving! Part 6. Daily Mind Training. Simple practices to train your brain to think in English every day. Thinking in English is not something that happens overnight. It's like building a new muscle in your brain. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. So, in this final part of our journey together, I want to guide you through simple but powerful daily practices you can use to train your mind to think in English every single day. Let's start with one of the easiest and most effective methods. Name what you see. This practice is simple. As you walk around your house, your office, or even outside, try to name everything you see in English. For example, if you're in the kitchen, you can say, "This is a spoon. This is a cup. I'm opening the fridge. I see some milk." This may feel very basic, but it's actually very powerful. You are forcing your brain to associate English words directly with objects and actions, without translating from your native language. Narrate your day in English, silently in your head, or even out loud if possible. Say what you are doing, feeling, or thinking. For example, "I'm brushing my teeth. I feel tired today. I think I will drink coffee. I have a meeting later." This helps your brain become comfortable creating sentences in English without needing to plan or translate. It's like having a small English speaker inside your head. Another excellent practice is the 1-minute speaking challenge. Every day, choose a simple topic and speak about it for 1 minute in English. Use a timer. For example, talk about your favorite food, your weekend plans, your job, or your hobbies. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just speak freely. This will help you gain confidence and train your brain to think fast in English. Then, there is the question and answer loop. Ask yourself questions and answer them in English. For example, "What did I eat for breakfast?" "I ate eggs and toast." "What will I do today?" "I will go to the market and study English." This trains your brain to form thoughts and respond automatically in English. Another powerful method is replace common phrases. For the most frequent things you say every day in your native language, find the English version and repeat it often. For example, if you usually say, "Je suis fatigué," train your brain to say, "I'm tired." The more you replace your everyday thoughts with English expressions, the more natural it will feel. You can also practice mirror talk. Stand in front of a mirror, look at yourself, and speak in English for 2 to 3 minutes. Talk about your day, your feelings, or what you plan to do. This is not only great for practicing English, but also builds your confidence. It simulates a real conversation, and seeing yourself speak makes it feel more real. Here's another idea. Use sticky notes. Label objects in your home with English words. For example, write mirror, door, chair, window, bookshelf, etc. Seeing these words all the time will make your brain naturally associate them with English vocabulary. You can also train your brain while doing routine activities. For example, while cooking, try to name all the ingredients and actions in English. I'm chopping onions. I'm boiling water. I need some salt. Doing this connects the English language to your real-life experiences. Let's not forget mental translation reduction. Each time you catch yourself translating a word or sentence in your head, stop and ask, can I say this directly in English? With time, you will reduce the need to translate because your brain will create direct English connections. Finally, reward yourself. When you succeed in thinking in English for 5 minutes or more, celebrate it. Smile. Say, well done. Give your brain a reason to enjoy this process. Motivation is very important. To summarize, here are your daily training tools. Name what you see. Mind narration. 1-minute speaking challenge. Question and answer loop. Replace common phrases. Mirror talk. Sticky note labeling. English while doing routines. Reducing translation. Celebrating your progress. These exercises are simple but extremely effective. Use them every day, even for just 10 to 15 minutes. With consistency, you will notice a change. You'll start thinking in English more easily. You'll stop translating. You'll gain confidence. And best of all, English will become part of your life. Not just something you study, but something you live. Remember, thinking in English is a habit. Build it every day. You're not learning to be perfect. You're learning to be comfortable. Congratulations on making it to the end of this deep and meaningful journey about how to think in English. This is not just about speaking a new language. It's about transforming the way your brain processes thoughts and experiences. Thinking in English is one of the most powerful signs of true language fluency. It opens the door to speaking more naturally, understanding others more easily, and building the confidence to use English in real life. If you've been following each step in this video, you now have the tools to begin this transformation. You've learned how to simplify your thoughts, how to describe your daily actions, how to build mental vocabulary maps, how to use visualization techniques, how to practice storytelling in your mind, and how to control your internal voice in English. But now, it's up to you to apply these tools. Let's remember one very important thing. Thinking in English is not something that happens overnight. Just like building muscle at the gym or learning to play the piano, it takes time, practice, and daily effort. Don't expect perfection. In fact, the process of making mistakes and correcting them is what helps you improve. So be kind to yourself. Even if you start by thinking just 1 or 2 words in English during your day, that's already a big step. Celebrate that. Here are some simple daily actions you can take starting today. Every morning, describe your routine in English in your head. While walking, look around and name objects you see in English. At night, reflect on your day using short English sentences. Use apps or your phone's voice recorder to speak your thoughts out loud. When you don't know a word, don't stop. Use other English words to describe it. The key is to make English your mental companion. Don't wait until you're in an English class or conversation. Let the language live inside your mind all day. This is how fluency is built, from the inside out. Now, if you've enjoyed this lesson and feel like it helped you, I have one simple request. Subscribe to this channel. Yes, click that subscribe button and join our amazing community of English learners from around the world. Each week, we publish new long-format videos like this one to help you think, speak, and live in English. Your subscription helps us grow and helps more people like you find the motivation and tools to succeed. Also, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment below. Tell me, what part of the video helped you the most? Which technique will you start practicing today? What other topics would you like me to talk about next? Your comments mean so much to me. They show me that you are out there, working hard, and committed to your English journey. And of course, if you know someone who is learning English and struggling to speak fluently, share this video with them. It might be the push they need. Before I go, let me leave you with this message. Every time you think in English, you are planting a seed of fluency. Water it daily. Be patient. And soon, it will grow into confidence. You've got this. You are doing something amazing. Keep going and never stop learning. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, and happy thinking in English.